everyone, my name is Betaphase and welcome to my world. We are on episode 7 of All the Farms. And last episode we got our villager trading up and running. That let me upgrade a lot of my tools and my armor and get some golden carrots, some food, a few other resources like that. And so that has been working out pretty good. We are starting to get more resources and more supplies, and our little storage area here is doing okay, except that it is a little bit time consuming when I have to go through my inventory and sort all the items out into the correct chests myself. Also, I'm anticipating getting a lot more coming in as we get more and more farms going, and so I want to upgrade our storage system preemptively here. And so to do that, I've found a pretty nice looking storage system that I'm going to build here. And it will have an input chest and will automatically sort everything into the correct chests, make things a little bit easier, a little bit faster for me when I come back with materials and resources, so make things easier to store. Now, looking at the schematic here, I've got just about everything that we need to do this. I don't have the lime concrete, the lime glass, or the orange concrete yet. And so that's something that we're going to be working on today. There is 2 ways to get the lime dye that we need. One is to combine green dye with white dye, and that'll give us a lime dye. The other is to smelt down sea pickles, and that will also produce a lime dye. And so while we're doing that, I figure we might as well just do both of those. We'll do a farm for the sea pickles, also a quick cactus farm that's really easy to do, and that'll give us the dyes that we need for the lime. I believe I've got some sunflowers. We can do a quick sunflower farm as well. And the sunflowers will give us the yellow dye, and then if we combine that with red dye from the poppies in the iron farm, we'll get our orange dye. And so those are the last few items that we need to be ready to build this thing. Now, the sea pickles and the coral, those are found in the warm ocean biomes. Sometimes it can be a bit of a journey to get to those. We're going to head down here over by the stone generator to make this thing. Now, the sea pickles, they will only grow on the coral blocks, on live coral blocks. So you see, if you grab a coral block and you place it outside of the water, and wait a few seconds, see that it turns gray, that means that it is dead. It is a dead coral block, which is another cool texture, but we can't use that. And so what we're going to do, we're going to need to put down some water. Let me see here. Let's dig a trench so that water doesn't go everywhere. And we're going to put down 2 cobblestone blocks, and on top of those we're going to put our water. Okay, now we can remove these. Put down our coral blocks. We just need 2 of them. And since they're under those source blocks, that water, those are not going to die. And believe it or not, we are almost done. So there we are going to put a dispenser. And then next to this block, we are going to put a sticky piston. Now, one of the things that we're going to use here, one of the devices, is a observer clock. So if you take an observer, 2 observers, and you place them facing each other, they're constantly updating each other, and so it pulses like this. And so if we put a piston there, you can see that it's going. And once we remove that, then it stops. We're going to put a block there, and we are going to have our observer facing into that block right there. Now we want to be able to turn this thing off, and so we're going to set our other observer just off from this one and put another sticky piston down. Let's see, will that stay? I don't remember if that stays. So if we power the piston, that's going to push the observer over, and that'll start the clock going. And then that will power this block here, which should power both the sticky piston and our dispenser there. See, and there we go. Okay, now we grab our Seapickles, and we'll put them on this block. Oh, and we need some bone meal. We've got lots of bone meal. So we'll grab a few of those, and we'll put those in the dispenser. Now, this isn't a high volume farm, but we don't need a lot, really, of it. We just need enough for 50 or so blocks of concrete. Okay, so we've got the dispenser in there. So the way that this works is that once I start this off, this will start dispensing the bone meal onto the the Seapickles here. That will cause them to spread over to this other block. At the same time that's doing that, this is pushing the block back and forth, and so it breaks the Seapickles off, and we can collect them, and then the next time this dispenses, then another one will grow. And so, if I've done this all correctly, once I hit this level, this should start just spewing out the Seapickles. Okay, there we go. We're already up to 63. This is going through the bone meal real fast. Nope, and we're out of bone meal. Well, we've got a stack and then some. And then we just run these up here to our furnaces. Throw our Seapickles in here. and we're getting our lime dye. Okay, then the other thing that we need to do, we need to get some orange. So let me see, I've got the sunflowers right there. We're just going to need one of them. The two high flowers are unique in Java Minecraft. This does not work with the regular little one tall flowers, but this will work with, say, rose bushes or lilacs, sunflowers, any of the flowers that are 2 blocks high. So let's grab some bone meal, and we'll just set this down here along with all of our other little quick manual farms. So we've got our sunflower. Now if we apply the bone meal to it, we get more sunflowers. And this can be set up with the dispenser as well, but for the amount that I need, it's just easier to do it like this. And there we go, we got a stack of sunflowers. Okay, now we're going to head over to the iron farm. Now the golems not only drop iron, they also drop poppies. And so those poppies we can use to make our red dye. So if we throw this into the crafting table, we get a whole bunch of yellow dye and a whole bunch of red dye. And then if we combine the red dye and the yellow dye, we get the orange dye. Let's take a look at the other way that we have to make green dye, and that is by combining green dye and white dye. Now the white dye we can get from the bone meal. The green dye we get from smelting cactus, and so we're going to do a really quick cactus farm here and give you the basics of that. Some people can make some big, huge, insanely productive cactus farms. We don't need a whole lot of cactus right now, and so we're just going to do a really basic, simple one. The thing that makes this possible, the game mechanic that makes this possible, is that the cactus will not grow next to another block. And so if I put a block here, see that? It destroys the cactus. The cactus can't live there. So that is very handy because we can plant a cactus, and then if we put a block against it, we put a block up on the second layer of it, see that? It knocks it down back down to 1. And so every time that this tries to grow up 1 block, because there's a block there, it'll drop one of those cactus blocks. And so we can use that to make a very easy automated cactus farm. We don't need any redstone. We just need some sand, because cactus will only grow on the sand, and some water, and then usually a hopper to catch all the drops. And so we're going to place this somewhere around here. We're going to dig out a 9x9. Okay, and then we're going to put sand down every other block. And in the very center here, we put down a hopper. Now we need something too high up from these sand blocks in order to make the cactus pop off. And I like to use fences. So if we do that, and add a fence there. Something else to keep in mind is that cactus can be used as trash cans. Any item that hits a cactus will be destroyed. So if I throw this, see, that completely disappears, the cactus destroys it. And that can actually decrease the efficiency of of the farm, because when the cactus blocks pop off, sometimes they can land back down on the cactus or on a different cactus and get destroyed. And so that's what the fences are also good for. They force the cactus block off. They can also decrease the chance that that block is going to hit another cactus and get destroyed. So let's go grab some cactus. Now we just need to grab some water. We just put that down in the corners there. Now, when the cactus pops off and lands in the water, it's going to get washed down into this hopper here, where we can collect it. I'm just going to dig down underneath. There we go. So as the cactus grows and pops off of there, it gets washed down into there, and then over time we'll get cactus down in this little chest here. And so that's a nice little passive farm that you can have going in your base. It doesn't need to be big because it'll always be going fairly lag-free and really simple to make. So we put the cactus in the furnace here. And that'll give us green dye. We put the bone meal in here to get white dye, and then if we combine the two, we get the lime dye. And so that's the other way that we can get the lime dye, and it's easier to find cactus than it is to find the sea pickles. But those are 2 more farms that we can do. Actually 3 if you count the sunflowers. Now we need to make concrete. So we've got all of our concrete powder. We just need to convert that into concrete with water. And to do that, we're going to make a little concrete conversion area. We're going to need a wooden stairs and water. Let's grab a bucket and I'll show you how we do this. Alright, we place down our stairs and then we dig a hole next to that, and then we waterlog the stairs, and that will send the water over that direction. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put the concrete powder in our offhand. We're going to aim it at the stairs there. We want to use the wooden stairs because the pickaxe won't break the stairs as quickly as it would stone or cobblestone stairs. And now we just hold down both mouse buttons so that you place with the left and chop with the right. Oops, get back a little bit. And then you just place and chop until you get through your stack. Easy as that. Eventually we'll do a big concrete conversion with TNT and all of that, but for now, for the mounts that we're using, this actually works out pretty good. We've got everything that we need in these two chests here. This storage system is a little bit more complicated than I'm used to. This is the first time trying this out. This was created by Mizuma. I'll leave a link to his tutorial in our description and in a card as well. And hopefully we can get this thing working. Like I said, it's a little more complicated than I'm used to, and this is in no way, shape, or form my own design. I just want to be clear about that. So, with that, we are going to pop into a time lapse and get working on this. Well, we have most of the build done, at least the major part of it. It's not quite ready to go because we're going to have to do a little bit more, set up the filters and things like that. And ironically, in order to finish this thing up, we're going to need to make a couple more farms. And so we'll continue that on through the next couple of episodes probably. But we are running out of time on this episode, and so I'm going to call it for this time. But I do appreciate you watching, and we will all see we'll see you on the next episode. Y'all take care.